Howdy, what is going on, beautiful people? I hope and pray y'all are doing phenomenally well. So, in this video, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about something a little bit different, and prayerfully, it adds value to your life. If you can see by the title, I recently competed in a strongman competition, right? Completely different from me, completely out of the blue. But I want to share with you three principles that I learned while doing this strongman competition that I truly believe that you can take these principles and maybe brainstorm on them, maybe reflect on them, and see if you can apply them to your life, to business, to real estate, etc. So one day I was visiting a gym, Metroflex in Fort Worth, Texas, and I saw that they had a flyer on the wall to sign up for the Texas Strongest Man competition. And this was probably about 3 months. I actually think it was 94 days exactly until the competition. And so I sent that flyer to my coach, my fitness trainer, and like, hey, man, it would be really cool to do this. And I literally said, you know what? I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just sign up. I paid the fee, join the competition, just like that, right? And so I guess lesson number one that I want to share with everybody is do not be scared to take those leaps of faith. Do not be scared to challenge yourself, because that's what I was thinking in my mind. Like, that's all this would be. You have people that train for these competitions for years specifically. And here it is 94 days before a competition. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take a leap of faith, and I'm going to see how far I can grow, how far I can push myself in these next 90 days, right? Because so many times we get stuck in a rut. So many times we get stuck in comfort. And I truly believe that comfort can be a cage. And when we go outside of our comfort zone, you can really start to see what you are made of. And you are made of so much more than we realize. Like, prior to this event, there was one event that I had to do, one of the exercise movements, where we did a frame carry. It was a timed event, and we had to basically deadlift 505 pounds and carry it down and back in less than a minute. Before this competition, I had never lifted that much weight off of the ground. All right. And so I didn't even know that I could do that. And that what actually kind of rolls me into my second point. When I was training for the competition, they gave me some kind of ballpark numbers about what the weights were on the exercises that I was going to be moving. And so I trained with those weights, right? Thinking, okay, I got this. I can make this happen. And then when I get to the event, I mean, it's like they added 50, 60, sometimes 100 pounds literally to these events. And I'm like, I didn't train for any of these amounts of weight. So it just threw me for a massive curveball. And isn't that life sometimes? Like, really, where you think that you can have all of the I's dotted, the T's crossed, that you can have a plan laid out. I love the famous Mike Tyson quote, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face, right? And so that is life. Like, life will throw us some curveballs, but it's what we do in those moments. I could have said right there, like, you know what? I didn't prepare for this. I didn't train for these weights. I could have walked away right there, but in spite of the changes that we make, or the changes that they made, I said, I'm going to keep moving forward, right? So many times in real estate investing, let me apply this to real estate, if I may. So many people want to have the perfect script already laid out when they're talking to sellers, right? They want to know all of the incredible, most amazing things to say. But then when you get on the phone with these sellers, all of that information just leaves you. It's like, wait, I thought I had a script, but okay, maybe I don't. And so just know that just because things don't go the way that we planned on it, do not be afraid. We pivot and adjust, okay? Because that is what life is going to happen. I think some of the most successful people in business, in real estate, in life, no matter what it is, they're able to pivot and adjust, right? Whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're a husband, whether you're a wife, you can probably recall a moment in your marriage with your kids, with your spouse, with your parents, whatever it may be, where you said, you know what, this was the plan, but then life threw us a curveball, right? And we had to pivot and adjust, okay? Now, the third thing that I learned is really about community and having the right people around you, the right people around you. The reason that I say this is because I'll admit this. I wanted to quit about halfway through the competition. Remember, I mentioned a moment ago, all of these weights were a lot more than what I was anticipating. I did the first two movements. There was 5 exercises in total. I did the first 2 movements and I did not do as well as I expected, did not do as well as I planned. And I already thought, I'm like, you know what? We've been here all day. This is a long event. I'd rather just leave. Like, it is what it is. I signed up. I tried, right? And then my coach was there. Mind you, he didn't even have to be there at this event. Him and his wife came and they showed up and they sat with my wife and daughter literally all day, just cheering me on and being there to support me. But anywho, he said to me, he's like, no, you're not going to quit. You're going to finish what we started and we're going to see it as long as it takes. We're going to be here. We're going to get through this together. Y'all, I cannot stress the importance of being around an impactful community, being around the right people, getting around the right coach, getting around the right mentor, people that are going to encourage you, people that are going to uplift you, people that are going to be in the trenches with you when things get hairy, when things don't go as planned, when you have to pivot, when you have to adjust, right? When life throws you those curveballs, right? The Bible tells us that he didn't make man to be alone, right? It's not good for us to be alone. 2, iron sharpens iron. One of my favorite scriptures there in Proverbs, iron sharpens iron. Get around people, because honestly, had he not been there, I probably would have left, right? And no, probably I would have, right? And you think about it, like my wife and my daughter, of course, they wouldn't have thought any less. They're like, oh yeah, good job, man. You gave it your all. They would have still supported me and encouraged me. But he held me to the fire. He held me to the standard that I had set. So let me ask you this and put in the comments below. Do you have people holding you to the standards that you set? Right? You made these promises to yourself. And you know what's funny? When you keep the promises that you made to yourself, that's when you really start to build confidence. I woke up this morning sore as all get out, but also mentally more confident, knowing that I went out there and I gave it every single thing that I had, every single thing that I had. And I can hold my head up being proud of that. I didn't place what I wanted to place, but you know what? Now I know that when I step back into that arena, when I go back for my second competition, I'm going to be more mentally prepared. I'm going to have better expectations, right? Sometimes it's just getting through the first one, right? So anywho, I'm ranting at this point, but I just wanted to come here and maybe share some lessons that I learned by doing this competition. And I pray that maybe there's something that I said that'll add value to you. So y'all have an absolutely blessed one. And I'll see y'all on the next one.